So, hi everyone. I have managed to get really, really sick. So, I am glad this is an online course and I'm not trying to teach in front of the room today. I'm going to go ahead and use a video that I recorded last summer about the essay and how to write your essay. So, what you're about to see right after this little clip is me talking about the essay from last summer. I actually like my bangs better, and I think I'm 20 pounds lighter, and I'm not sick. So it's a better video. What I need you to pay attention to is at the end, it has last summer's dates, due dates. So I put titles across the top and changed that. So you just need to pay attention to that. The essay will be due Monday at the end of the day. And it's in a Google Doc this time, not inside Blackboard Learn. And all those instructions are about to be in this next video. So yeah, I'm tired of looking at my sick face on the screen, so I'm going to leave. And up next is last summer's self. You guys been doing a good job.
Okay, we're to the point where you're about to draft an essay. We're calling this a literacy narrative, and there are a whole bunch of prompts down below this video, a whole bunch of ways that you can think about it. There's really no wrong way to do this. Your mission is to take your literacy practices, and I can talk a little bit about ways you can approach it, and there's certainly questions below, and then use one of the readings or the TED Talk that we've been paying attention to this week and put those kind of together. So, for example, you could start by summarizing what one of the texts say. You could talk about Malcolm X or Amy Tan or McWhorter's TED Talk or Bronwyn Williams' piece. You could do a little summary of that. And then you could move into a comparison of how that relates to your own literacies. You could start the draft with a story of your literacies. Perhaps you remember how you learned to read. And then perhaps you might have some ways of comparing how do the literacies you use outside of school compare to the literacies you use inside of school. So does learning to write an essay help you do something on Facebook or not? You could do those kinds of comparisons. You could say, what does Williams say about that? What does McWhorter say about that? So you can go back and review your discussion board posts. You could draw from some of those as inspiration for how to get started. I'd like you to shoot for a couple of pages. That would be the goal. I have an example there from one of my students last semester named Taylor, where she talks about her use of mobile devices and her use of social media and her connections to literacy. That would be a way to approach it. So mostly your goal is to kind of riff off of what are some of your ways of thinking about reading and writing and how do they compare to one of the authors we read. I could also imagine you writing an essay about what you're nervous about with writing in college. And Williams would really lend itself well there to kind of comparing. For example, his ideas about cultural capital is one of the things about going to college, about being exposed to these texts and ideas that have value in our culture. So you could explore that. The way that this will happen in terms of the details of it is your writing mentor is going to email you a link with a Google Doc, and we're going to write these essays in Google Docs. Some of you will have a ton of familiarity with Google Docs, and I know you've used them a lot, and some of you may not have, but we don't want you to be nervous. So the mentor is going to create the Google Doc, and then they will share with you an email and a link, and the email is going to go to your Wildcat email address. We want you to get in the habit of checking your Chico State email account, or at least forwarding that to an account that you prefer. And so you'll go there and it'll take you into a document that then you can write in and edit, and you will draft your essay there. The essay is due by Friday, by the end of the day, and I think that's June 24th. Here, I have to pull up a calendar so that I can actually see. Yes, June 24th is when the essay is due. So we'd like you to just kind of draft and then read it over and kind of futz with it and make sure it's kind of got some editing before you then email your mentor back and say, hey, it's ready for feedback. And at that point, the mentor is going to give you some feedback on that draft, and we're also going to have two peers from your writing group give you feedback on that draft. So you have a few days to work on this. So it's due Friday. You'll get an email soon from the mentor saying, here's your Google Doc to work in. You write the essay, you let the mentor know when it's ready for feedback, and then you guys will revise those by the end of the day on Monday with using the feedback that you got. So, of course, let us know if you have questions, but really just make an effort. Do some interesting thinking about reading and writing and how it works in your world. And we're hoping that we've given you all kinds of things to think about over the last week or so. So, thanks so much for writing your essays. I really look forward to reading them. I like reading student work. It's one of the reasons I'm a writing teacher. So, thanks.